What's up, y'all? It's Mr. Silver here with your next video for music tech in Bandlab. This video is going to focus around rhythms. Okay, so to get started, you can see I have my project up here. This is the one that we worked on arpeggios earlier. So once you already have a project loaded, the thing you're going to do is you're going to click Add Track, and that's going to allow you to add a thing. So in the past, I think we just opened it up originally and we chose Instrument. And that's where we first got our piano, and then we duplicated to get the other ones. So I don't know that I've shown you how to use this before, but so add track will add another instrument. So like I said earlier, to add the piano in, we use this instruments. This time we're going to use drum machine. Now what drum machine does, it's a step sequencer. So real quick, if we look at our spell book, we've been looking at the step sequencer like this. This is actually a screenshot from FL Studio, which is what we used when we were in person. It also looks a lot like what we have in Rhythm Sense, where we have our 16 steps in the measure. We have our downbeats and upbeats, downbeats, upbeats, downbeat, upbeat. We have our 4 beats, beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, etc. And you can see here there's kick, clap, hat, snare. As you go from genre to genre, you'll see sometimes those instruments change. So conga, cowbells, open hat, kick, etc. So similarly, you're going to be able to choose what instruments you want to have in there and what the pattern is. So I'm actually, funk and disco is very simple. It's got that backbeat with the snare in 2 and 4. It's got a kick on 1 and 3. And so yeah, so let's look at that. So how do I put that step sequencer inside of Bandlab? So once we have that drum machine set up, you click on instrument. Boom. So this is pattern A. I'm going to close instrument for a second. See how this says A, and this one says B, 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 B? What that's saying is right now this is programmed to repeat whatever I put in that first measure 1, so those first 16 steps, it's going to repeat for this whole section as long as it's in pattern A. So I'm going to actually remove all this stuff so I can show you a couple things. All right. One thing you're going to notice is that this section here, it's showing you like these cute little images of instruments. You can also change what kit you're using. So if I'm doing like disco funk, let's see which of these sounds like that'll work for that. Oh, funk kit, cool. All right, so you can change which instruments which. You also don't have to use all of them. So I want to use, oh, that's a snare. So I do want a snare. I want those in 2 and 4. I think this is my kick. What? There it is. And actually what's nice is they have these letters here, so you can like mess around with, right? So according to the spell book, we want to have kick on 1 and 3 and snare on 2 and 4. So again, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. These are 16 steps. So kick on 1 and 3, and we got snare on 2 and 4. All right, so now if I were to play that in here, right? Now let's look at B. B is a totally different pattern. I didn't do this. This is already here. Let's see what that sounds like. Now let's say I want to switch it up. Let's say I want to have some of A and some of B here. I don't want them totally separate. So I'm going to delete that whole B section. So I can take this and I can say add A. Oops. So I already had that. So I'm going to add B. Oops. Oh, okay. So okay, now I'm going to try it. All right. Add A. Then add B. Nope. Okay. Let me delete this whole thing. All right. A. Add A. Then B, add a B. Nope, that didn't do it. Apologize. Now let's try it here. Add A. Add B. Okay, so it's just doing it over that spot. So I have to go over here So I want to have A here. I'm going to say add A. And then I go over to here. And then I say add B. And so I can choose where I want to have it added. So if another one C, B, oh, I have to first have something. So let's just do 4 to the floor. Boom. So now it's going to be. So you can change it up that way. I don't recommend having your rhythms change super much. I mean, it varies from genre to genre. But again, unless it's a drum solo, the bottom line is you don't want it to be too distracting from whatever the soloist is, right? But the bottom line is this is how you can change it up. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you can still add yet another drum track if you want. Yeah, you can. So this is yet, if I go here and click instruments, see, it's got its whole thing all over again. I'm actually going to change it to C. So we can start something from scratch here. Let's add C. So both those drum tracks are playing simultaneously. Cool. So that is an introduction to how you add rhythm tracks and how you can see that step sequencer that you've seen before in Rhythm Sense and in the spellbook. I hope that was helpful, and have a nice day.